On September 7, 1996, Tupac Shakur attended the Mike Tyson vs. Bruce Seldon boxing match at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. He was 25 years old, at the height of his fame, and had just watched Tyson knock out his opponent in the first round. Less than 3 hours later, he was lying in the street, shot 4 times through the window of a car he was traveling in. 6 days after that, he was dead. Nearly 30 years later, his murder remains one of the most famous unsolved killings in American history. This is the case of Tupac Shakur. Tupac Amaru Shakur was born in New York City in 1971 to a Black Panther activist mother who was pregnant with him while standing trial for over 100 charges related to bombings and robberies. She was acquitted 2 days before he was born. From those extraordinary circumstances, Tupac grew into one of the most talented, complex, and influential artists of his generation. He was simultaneously a rapper, an actor, a poet, and a political voice whose lyrics about poverty, racial injustice, and street life resonated with millions of people who felt unseen by mainstream culture. By 1996, Tupac had signed with Death Row Records, the label run by Marion Suge Knight in Los Angeles, and had become one of the central figures in the ongoing feud between the West Coast and East Coast hip-hop scenes. That feud, between Death Row and Bad Boy Records, run by Sean Combs in New York, had been escalating in ways that were no longer just musical. Real threats, real violence, and real danger had entered the picture. Just hours before the shooting, Tupac and members of Death Row were involved in a physical altercation in the MGM Grand lobby with a Blood Gang member named Orlando Anderson, whom Tupac and his entourage recognized and attacked on sight. That fight was captured on hotel surveillance footage and became central to the investigation. After the fight, Tupac and Suge Knight left the arena in a black BMW. A convoy of other vehicles traveled behind them. As they stopped at a red light on Flamingo Road, a white Cadillac pulled up alongside the BMW, and someone inside opened fire, striking Tupac 4 times, hitting him in the chest, the pelvis, the hand, and the right thigh. Suge Knight was grazed by a bullet fragment. The Cadillac sped away. No one in the convoy of vehicles following behind them attempted to chase the car or catch the shooter. By the time police arrived, the scene was chaotic. Tupac was rushed to University Medical Center, where surgeons removed one of his lungs. He appeared to be stabilizing. Then his condition suddenly deteriorated. On September 13, 1996, 6 days after the shooting, Tupac Shakur died of respiratory failure and cardiac arrest. He was 25 years old. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's investigation immediately ran into a wall of silence. Nobody in the convoy claimed to have seen anything useful. Nobody provided a description of the shooter. The culture of not cooperating with police that permeated the hip-hop world at that time meant investigators were working almost entirely without witnesses. Orlando Anderson, the man Tupac had fought at the MGM Grand just hours before the shooting, was the first and most obvious suspect. Anderson was a member of the Southside Compton Crips, a gang in direct conflict with the Bloods affiliated with Death Row Records. He denied any involvement and was never charged. He was killed in a gang-related shooting in 1998, 2 years after Tupac's death, taking whatever he knew with him. For over 2 decades, the case went cold. Then in 2023, a Las Vegas grand jury indicted Dwayne Keith Davis, known as Kefe D, for Tupac's murder. Kefe D is Orlando Anderson's uncle. In a memoir and in multiple recorded interviews over the years, Kefe D had publicly stated that he was in the white Cadillac on the night of the shooting. He claimed that his nephew Orlando Anderson was the one who fired the shots. In 2023, Kefe D was arrested and charged with murder with use of a deadly weapon. His trial is ongoing at the time of this script being written. He has pleaded not guilty. But the case has never been as simple as one shooter in one car. Several deeply troubling theories have surrounded this murder since the night it happened. The first, and now most legally established theory, is that this was a gang retaliation killing. Orlando Anderson and the Southside Compton Crips had motivation, opportunity, and at least one witness in the form of Cafe D, who placed them at the scene. The assault in the MGM Grand Lobby gave them a fresh grievance hours before the shooting. The second theory involves Sean Combs, known as Puff Daddy, and Bad Boy Records. The East Coast versus West Coast feud had turned deeply personal and potentially deadly. Death Row insiders have alleged over the years that Combs paid for the hit on Tupac, with some going as far as to name specific figures and amounts. Combs has consistently and categorically denied any involvement whatsoever. No charges have ever been filed against him in connection with this case. The third theory is the most controversial and the one that has generated the most debate. It implicates Suge Knight himself. Suge was in the same car as Tupac when the shooting happened. He survived with only minor injuries, while Tupac was hit 4 times. Critics of this theory point out that being present in a car being shot at is hardly evidence of orchestrating the attack, but proponents point to several elements that they find difficult to explain. Suge had a complicated financial relationship with Tupac, with disputes over royalties and contract terms that Tupac had been increasingly vocal about. Death Row employees have alleged that Suge tipped off the shooters about which car Tupac would be traveling in, and it has been noted that the security convoy that followed them that night made no attempt whatsoever to pursue or intercept the white Cadillac. Suge Knight was later convicted on an unrelated murder charge in 2018, stemming from a hit-and-run incident in 2015. A fourth theory that has persisted stubbornly on the fringes is that Tupac is not dead at all. The timeline, some argue, was too fast. The body was cremated the day after the official death announcement. No public viewing was held. Fans have pointed to supposed hidden messages in posthumously released albums, photographs they believe show Tupac alive after 1996, and his use of the name Machiavelli, an homage to the Italian strategist Niccolo Machiavelli, who allegedly faked his own death. This theory is not taken seriously by law enforcement or mainstream investigators, but its persistence speaks to how difficult it has been for many people to accept that someone so vital and so young could be gone. What actually happened on Flamingo Road that September night in 1996 is now, at least partly, before the courts. But even if Cafe D is convicted, questions remain. Who gave the order? Who financed it? Was it simply gang retaliation, or did it go higher? Was someone in Tupac's own circle complicit? For nearly 30 years, one of the most famous men in the world was shot in the street, and the people responsible walked free. What do you think happened? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you want more cases like this, subscribe to Mystery Minute. We'll be here every week, digging up the truth.